Hey, everybody, we're live. Today is Monday, March 4th. So it is the K-Pro Cow Powwow. And I guess apparently we have a lot to talk about. Isn't that right, K-Pro?
There's a PowerPoint.
Whenever there's a PowerPoint, we got a lot to talk about, everybody.
It just
Oh,
helps me organize my brain. That's all. Because you know me, I
yeah.
need a crutch. I need a crutch.
And I think it helps other people as well. So that's a good thing. So yeah, we've got some stuff to go over. The biggest treasure hunt in the universe is happening in October, and there's some, I wouldn't say breaking news, but there's some information.
There's some breaking news, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it is good to get information. So, and then also you said Shiloh and Justin updates. We'll see how that goes. Are you calling them the three lions? Is that right?
Yeah, I did that before. Gosh, I lose everything. I lose everything.
If you guys could only see. Anyway, just for our treasure hunt alone, there's just stuff spread out everywhere. Okay. And speaking of that, thank you for everybody that has pre-ordered the invitation. We do appreciate it. It means a lot. We're 8 weeks out from our treasure hunt launching, and anybody that's interested, just shoot me an email. I'll tell you how you can order it. That's going to launch World Series of Fenn weekend, but we're not here to talk about that. We have awesome
Oh, we have a
trailers.
slide on it. As everybody trickles in, let's talk about the couple of other little things happening. Not little things, but not as much as the lions. And then we got updates from every lion. Every lion is a roaring. I love it.
I don't think they're all lions, but that's just me.
See,
So
and if I were to ask you who's a lion and who's not, you it would be derogatory. And Mike, I've heard this. I don't know if it's true. You stay out of that kind of drama.
could have done a lion and a cat, a tomcat and a kitten. That probably would have worked too. But
Who's the kitten? These are three.
I'm not going to say because it's only my opinion. So, all right. Is the ghost our treasure hunt? And there
I
it is.
don't know. I just
That the
found this out
mascot?
back. Look, there's a squeaker and the dog is deaf or he would be looking up.
Right.
I just thought for no reason. I just thought this was interesting. See, look, honey.
A ghost with a beer. I guess that's the mascot of the invitation. Apparently, I don't know.
I just, sometimes, what message do you think this sends to a dog? Like, hey, I have a beer and I'm a ghost. I think, ghosts might be important. I don't know.
Trickle in. It depends. Yep, true. Okay. Um, nomadic
I
man.
love breaking news. So do I, Nomadic. And I'll just say, we don't have anything launching or any big information. So, but we have enough. Let's dive in. We have a couple things, just kind of what's happening in the amusement park. Because remember, the treasure hunting community is an amusement park. We have lots of things going on in it. So let's hit those first. And then we will dive into the hard hitting breaking Lions news. Lions, see, I'm a Lions supporter because Lions, do you see Lions, the Detroit Lions? Yeah. Bring up the PowerPoint.
Already? We're gonna jump right into it.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a name from the past. Covert One. I haven't seen you in a while.
Okay, here we go. The lions and a ghost. So that mean one of the treasure hunts is dead? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't know. I don't know. Jens in chat, when he was in one of his 4 speakeasies last week, he
Mhm.
put that icon, and I'm just so puzzled. I would love to know what message he's sending with that. So,
Okay.
uh-oh. Holy said my chat was broken. She's like the chat um guardian of the
As long
galaxy.
as your
This is
wrench isn't broken, we'll be fine.
okay, so let's jump into a couple of just brief announcements and then let's dive in to the Lions, to the Lions.
Okay, pro and the cons.
Um,
Here we
so
go.
we're gonna give a congratulations to Packer. I want to show his book. Super excited about it. WSOF, the invitation. Those are the kind of the three things happening in the treasure hunting amusement park. But then we have some info from Shiloh. We have some info from Justin. It's not a lot, but it's something, and I'm bringing it to you and you and you. And then we have a lot coming from JCB via Jens. He did 4 speakeasies this last week. Some of you already know that if you're in Discord, some of you do not. And so we're going to bring it all here. And then I have a couple general questions for Mike because this is really starting to get some people thinking. And I
Our
have some.
amusement park alive and well. We have a huge roller coaster under construction. I don't think there's any ride bigger than a roller coaster in an amusement park, is there?
Well, I always say the Matterhorn because back when I was a kid, when dinosaurs existed, when we went to Disneyland, the biggest roller coaster in the world was the Matterhorn. But I've heard it's different now. There's like that one's like the small one in comparison, right?
I used to go to Cedar Point when I was a kid. It was a Gemini, which is one of the oldest wooden roller. It's probably gone now, but back then at Cedar Point is one of
Wooden.
the oldest
Ooh.
wooden roller coasters. So Matterhorn, we call it the Matterhorn. I think that's a good one. So we'll go with that.
I had something to tell.
Uh-oh.
I had, I had, I have a secret. Hold on. Let's
Uh-oh.
see.
Just live, you're gonna do it, huh? All right, Cedar Point. Anybody? Any Ohio, Detroit people? You better
Oh,
watch what you're
so
showing over there.
JK Pioneer. I did my laundry. Look,
Oh, she found the frog. Of
I'm
course
on
she
the
did.
rock. I'm
It
on
was
the
right
rock.
where she left it. All right. Exactly. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to it. Here we go.
Okay.
Next.
Ooh, JK says he will be in Vegas. See, now I don't. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next slide. Next slide. Woohoo, Froggy. Yes. It was very good news. Okay. I want to give a huge shout out to Packer Jack. So Packer Jack has been working on, he's over in the DB Cooper community. He's in our community, but congratulations to him. He actually published, it's up on Kindle, Amazon, all the booksellers. He got it done. And so for lots of people talk about stuff, lots of people talk about treasure hunts, lots of people talk about writing a book, lots of people talk about whatever. He got it done. So
I think
I
me
want
and
to,
you were one of the first people to read it because we ordered it that midnight when it came out when we still weren't even allowed to talk about it. So I read it. Anybody that's involved in DB Cooper or likes the DB Cooper case, definitely give it a read. He's got some interesting points in that book.
well, and it's kind of interesting because the soft copy is like $14.99, but if you're on the Kindle Super Duper, then you get it free and it's like $2 for the ebook. I will eventually, when things start to slow down a little, because we're trying to get our book done.
Yeah.
Um, and so once that settles down a little, I actually want to do some highlight points and things. I know it's DB Cooper, but there were a few chapters on Forrest Fenn that he did not, he said his editor thought that it would be confusing because he already had a second storyline of the JFK assassination. So he put up on our Discord the chapters that are not, that were Forrest Fenn related, not in the book. So there you go. Congrats to Packer. When you get in here, I want to say congrats, congrats, congrats.
So
You did it.
because I haven't read them yet. You just said the chapters that have to do with Forrest Fenn that were going to be in Packer Jack's book. He didn't put them in the book for whatever reason, but they're up on our Discord. People can read them.
Yes.
Oh, see, I
Yes.
have to go read it then. I did not know that.
Well,
Okay.
why
I got to get in
have
our Discord a little bit more. That's all. I'm busy creating treasure hunts.
busy?
And you said we're trying to do a book. Oh, no, we're doing a book and it will be ready the World Series of Fenn weekend. So just less than 8 weeks. So pre order now. Okay. Let's get back to it.
Okay, next slide.
Beep, bop. Okay. WSOF.
Go ahead, Mike. You do this one.
Poker, searchers, and fun. Oh my. Yeah, when there's anyway, I could go a couple different directions there, but I won't. April 26th, April 27th. That's Friday and Saturday at the Horseshoe Casino Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. RSVP now. We do have a video out that has all the details, but if you want to know the details, email me. I'll send you a link to the video. I'll let you know what's going on. We've had a bunch of people RSVP. So yeah, let us know if you're coming. We need to know if you're playing the poker tournament. We need to know if you're going to the escape room. We need to know if you're going to Fremont Street. Those are the three big ones. And then who knows? Maybe there's a trailer we could watch. Who knows? We'll see. We'll have to see.
Oh, that's coming later. We're dropping it. We're dropping it. Go ahead.
Speaking of trailers, anybody seen any?
Oh, there's Packer.
Yeah, he's there.
Congrats, Packer.
Oh. Yeah, Packer Jack. Good job on the book. Maybe there's a sequel coming out, huh? Maybe not. Okay. That's not the newest. Oh, there it is. You did put it in here. I didn't realize you did. The Invitation, newest interactive mystery adventure dropping in April. The new trailer is dropped. Go check it out if you haven't. We're going to try and drop a video every Friday, I think, somewhere around there. So this Friday, wait till you see what we drop. That's this Friday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Pre-orders are open now, and there's more to come soon.
Okay, so
Anything
that is all. Huh?
Anything you want to add to that?
No, we're super excited for it. We are going through that same process that probably Packer just went through. I did not know if you put too many curse words, they will tell you that it needs to have like a issue for kids. So that Sylvia chick, not related at all to Cynthia, may have cursed too many times, so I had to change some things. We're getting it finalized. We're getting it done. Lots of stuff happening with it, but we're excited about it. So yeah.
Okay. Is that a Ferris wheel? I guess it is.
I don't know. It was a standard thing. Look how fast that goes, though.
Yeah, somebody said they'd get sick on that for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, this looks like the world's worst game of Twister ever. All right, what do we got here?
Okay. So I call them the Lions because they're kind of the three people that we kind of look at for key information of what's coming next. So the first lion we have is Shiloh. And so at the top, I'm going to talk who the lion is, how they're communicating, what doc project they're related to, and then what's their follow-on project. And then we have words from Shiloh, we have words from Justin, and we have lots of stuff from JCB. So Shiloh, he talks through various searchers. Most recently, the quote that I have today, or the screen cap I have today, is from Bavetta. He's waiting on Netflix, so he's not able to talk yet. I will say the McCracken house is sold. The family has gotten all the funds, including the punitive damages, etc. So that's kind of behind us, but that's a different conversation. And his follow-on project is the book. His book, he said it's in 3 sections, which is Provenance of the Forrest Fenn Treasure, about his dad, and about him. I think that's the 3. Yeah. So that's exciting, and we have a little bit from him. Justin, so we have so many new people that have come in, at least to Discord. They're trying to get up to date. So when you hear Shiloh, or you hear Forrest grandson, or you hear that Forrest Fenn past hunt, we have some people that haven't been participating at all in the Forrest Fenn hunt. So they're kind of like, who's Shiloh? Shiloh was the grandson, not really a part of the treasure hunt when Forrest was alive, but is kind of taken over for the family as kind of the, I would say, the spokesperson for the family, but he doesn't speak directly very much, except for once or twice. He speaks to searchers, who then speaks to the community. So we have a little bit of a game telephone when he speaks out. He will be able to talk more when Netflix comes out in, we think it's going to be June. Then we have Justin. If you hear about a dog, a gold sniffing dog, that is Tucker, wonderful dog. And Justin, he was one of the main searchers in the Forrest Fenn chase because he bought the treasure chest, put it up for auction. He talks directly to us. He's also in Netflix, so he maybe gets a little more latitude in being able to speak. Shiloh is not able or willing to speak at this point. He is extemporizer on our Discord. He does have a Twitter. He has talked about, so his rumored project, he says there's a new project that after Netflix will come out. It's a rumored hunt. He hasn't confirmed that. I think he's all but kind of said it under wink, wink kind of thing. But anyway, the dragon bracelet is a part of the project in some way. He won't really say, but he has a project. Then we have JCB. His name is Jon Collins-Black. It's the easiest just to say JCB. We know him in the community, and we kind of have fun with it because he came in and said, yeah, I bought the pickle jar. The pickle jar is where Forrest sealed in an olive jar was his sealed autobiography. So we kind of joke around about pickle jar guy, and there's lots of pickle references because of him. I don't know if he slipped purposely or is just that humorous. He right now is communicating through Jens. Jens, we call him the German devil. We love him. We hate him sometimes, but we love him. A lot of us have some history, but we're all in a good place right now. Jens has a project that he is putting out simultaneously with Jon Collins-Black book. We're going to talk about that. So JCB is the olive jar owner. You just took it down. I didn't get to read the rest.
Have it up on your.
No, I don't. He is the olive jar owner. He has several items of the Forrest Fenn treasure, and he has his own treasure hunt that's going to be the biggest the universe has ever seen in October 2024. Okay, Mike, put that down and now talk whatever you were going to talk.
All right. Well, I'll just run it down for everybody. Shiloh's the kitten because Shiloh hasn't said anything officially. Shiloh talks to searchers and we get secondhand information and we know what all the problems are with that. So Shiloh's the kitten. If he would actually speak for himself, maybe he graduate to Tomcat. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future. Justin's the Tomcat. Justin has come in to Speakeasy to speak for himself, which we appreciate. but he can't say anything about Netflix because of the NDAs, and he's never confirmed what happened to the dragon bracelet or if there's going to be a treasure hunt. Those are all just rumors. So he's louder than Shiloh because he speaks for himself, but he can't give us any real information. And JCB, of course, is the lion because we actually have a date, October 21st. His book is supposed to be available, which is the biggest treasure hunt in the history of mankind. And yeah, now Jens is an interesting wrinkle to it. But JCB's the lion just because it sounds like he's following through with what he wants to do. The picture of the treasure was really fun. Thank you to everybody who identified all the objects. I know that's been posted in the Discord, so everybody can check it out for themselves. But
well,
yeah,
and also Shiloh has been clear in emailing searchers and things. He's not doing another hunt. Like he doesn't have a big treasure hunt coming. He's kind of has a book that's gonna maybe give a little bit of insight on a hunt that is behind us and no longer active. So I think he's a little different. Justin has said there's another project, which means something more is coming. And then JCB is the only one that is confirmed. He has a treasure hunt. He's got the biggest treasure hunt ever known in the history of the universe.
But JCB, now that the book is out there for pre-order and we know October 21st, it's a long 6 months. You got to put something out officially. If you just silent and don't say anything, it's going to turn into a problem because people are going to then wonder, why are you not answering questions if you thought everything through? So I would hope sooner rather than later, he officially puts something else, and not through Jens and not through any searcher. He needs to do it himself.
Right. And that's what I will say. So Jens was in 4 different speakeasies this week. Jens, we love him, but he is English second language with being German. Sometimes he'll use a word and I'll say, oh, what does that mean? Everybody takes it a little bit different. I did the best I could. I checked it with a couple people that were in Discord. I went over it with Mike. Here's what I interpreted. We don't know exactly. It's kind of like when, I'll give a good example. When Shiloh used Ben as kind of his spokesperson, and Ben was like, Shiloh is connected to Stoof.com because I talk to him all the time and I'm the spokesperson and I know. And I messaged Shiloh and Shiloh's like, absolutely not the case. I am not associated with that in any way. Things get muddled when you work through people who work through people's second, third, fourth hand information. So in that same regard, I think Jens is great because he drops so much information in all the different speakeasies he did in the last week. And we're going to recap a lot of that. But also it's better, I think, and that's going to be one of the questions at the end. What is the best way? Should it be in writing? Should it be a video? Should it be something live that doesn't get recorded? What is the best way to deliver information? Because we're talking about millions upon millions.
From the creator, from JCB, or just in creators in general?
I think we could talk both because we have one as a guinea pig coming up, and it's going to be the largest one ever.
So a video, I think, is the best way because everybody has access to YouTube. So if the creator is actually making a video and answering questions, that would be pretty good.
What? At the end, let's go over everything that we heard. And then at the end, I have a couple questions if we have time.
Back to the PowerPoint. Oh, we have time. We have all night.
No, because we're doing a speakeasy tonight.
Oh, okay. Speakeasy tonight, everybody. All right.
So the one time that
join and not say anything. All right. Go ahead.
The one time Shiloh was either allowed or was able to speak directly with the community publicly, he came in our chat room and he said the word luran. And he said the word luran again and again. Some people interpreted that luran as the GPS outdated technology equipment. Some people, and now that Packer Jack just dropped a book and the guy's name is Luran, that's his person of interest, his suspect. I, of course, can that be a coincidence? That's not like Mike. It's Luran. So, the one nice thing is Shiloh is now talking with a variety of searchers, and Bavetta is our latest and greatest person that Shiloh has selected to get some words out. And here is what Bavetta emailed him or messaged him, and the answer we got back. So thank you, Bavetta, for being our spokesperson of the week. It's almost like when you're in elementary school, you get like that, you're the person of the day with the gold star. Bavetta was Shiloh's spokesperson for this week, and here is the information we got. So why don't you read that? Because it puts the conspiracy to bed.
Okay. Luran, there it is.
No, you have to read. So you have to listen. You need to stop doing whatever you're doing.
All right, good.
In the bottom right-hand corner, can you read the text? Yeah.
We know, this is yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay. From Bavetta to Shiloh. Bavetta says, hello. Some folks are confused about what you meant in YouTube chat a long time ago when you mentioned luran. I assume that was just a joke about a technology, but more antiquated than GPS. But some folks took that to indicate something more. Can you clarify what you meant with that? Thanks. And Shiloh says, you are correct. It was a joke about luran, the old radio navigation system. So there you go.
There you go. So it's okay. Take this down for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So Eileen asked a good question because I'm trying to catch everybody up. We have some people that are veterans to the search, veterans to different social medias. So there's this thing called Speakeasy or Let's Talk About It. So Discord is pretty much like a old AOL chat room. You chat as you go. It has one voice area, not camera. You can turn your camera on, but nobody does. We usually have, I don't know, 40, 50 people in it. We've gone out to 80 people. When you do impromptu ones, you get 25 in there pretty quick. So you go into it and it's basically like a conference call and everybody can hear each other and you talk, and we call it Speakeasy just because that's the easiest way to represent it.
It's easy to speak. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and it has a text channel with it. So a lot of people don't talk. So maybe there's 25 in there and 5 people talking. People can type questions. It's just a way that everybody can engage and ask questions as they go. And it's kind of impromptu type of thing. Make sense?
We're going to do a speakeasy for the invitation when it drops.
I don't know.
That's down the road.
I don't know. Okay. So let's go back. So the cool part is, even though it is secondhand, because I don't think Shiloh's allowed to talk because of his NDA with Netflix, but Justin is allowed to talk. So I don't know who's allowed to and just not doing it. Like Shiloh said, this is not a really high priority for him. He's a businessman in Santa Fe. So this is just kind of the remnants of the Forrest Fenn hunt. He was his grandfather. He's just kind of buttoning up things. I think he has a book coming out just to kind of, put a bow on the Forrest Fenn hunt. Which we're super excited on his book coming up, and his part in Netflix. His family's in Netflix, his lawyer's in Netflix, or the family's lawyer. So that'll be exciting to see when it comes out. Okay, yeah. So that's the Shiloh words.
I just wish Shiloh himself would give us any information on any of that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he's not allowed or just doesn't want to or just doesn't care enough.
That's true.
For whatever reason, he's not. Justin, here is someone that is talking directly with the community. He was a searcher. He's been around for years. So I inquired because a lot of people were either speculating, or you're going to see in here when someone asked about the olive jar, Jens answered with a quote on why he can't really answer. And if you do a search of the speakeasy or of the Discord, you find out this is Justin's quote. So Jens quoted Justin in answering about the olive jar and JCB. So lots of people were speculating, or at least some, JCB and Justin are tied in some way to this major hunt coming out. I just text Justin directly and said 2 things. One, and he answered, which is great. One, do you have any ties to JCB's hunt? Because though I know some people think it's fun to speculate, it also there's a lot of people that take this very seriously, and you could have people at your doors. You could have safety issues. You can have people ranting and raving about you on YouTube, and a lot of stuff can happen to you. So Justin said, no, he is not tied in any way to JCB's hunt. Cynthia also has been tied to it, and she came in to Speakeasy and said, absolutely not, made up speculation.
What world is Cynthia tied to it?
You need to ask Candy. She had some logic. Everybody who got a coin,
let me just
Justin gave them the coin, and then JCB, like Copper Dan is doing, and each of them put a cash, and lots of people. So when you hear, like, I think some of us that know some of these people, you kind of know to just kind of go, oh, they throw a lot out that isn't based on anything but pure imagination. But some people don't. Some people are brand new. So they didn't know that it's just Candy and we love her for her imagination, but it's silly sauce.
So for that, I just say,
you, that's all you care about.
Yeah, people are speculating and people are taking it as fact. Don't do that. When I said, obviously there's ciphers in JCB's book, you can't take that as fact. I'm guessing, I'm speculating. So that's why it has to come from the creator. That's why it has to come from Shiloh or from Justin or from JCB. When it comes through somebody else, it gets twisted. And then when somebody says, then that person who has information says something, is that from you or is that from the creator? Is that your opinion or do you know that's fact? So that's what has to stop in the treasure hunt amusement park.
But wait, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. that's not really any searcher's fault that's trying to sift through the PR disaster. We have Jens saying stuff on behalf of JCB. We've already had Shiloh say, oh my gosh, my spokesperson Ben was wrong in what he said. That's not Ben's fault that and that's not Jens's fault. These guys are multimillionaires and big enough. They should be bold and brave enough to answer themselves. If stuff gets muddy and there's chaos because of it, I'm sorry, I'm blaming the Lions. Or just, I don't know. It's just, I can't even believe we have to say something as basic as, you should kind of talk for yourselves rather than through lots of random people. But hey, it's only millions upon millions of dollars.
Well, but would you prefer Jens to have come into the speakeasy and talked, or to not talk at all? I'm glad he came in and talked.
I'm glad he came in, and we got so much. So here's the other thing. JCB doesn't need to listen to me. If he wants to go through Jens like Forrest went through other people and conduct his hunt like Forrest did, he could have searcher parties. He gets to do whatever he wants. It's his money. It's his hunt. But when it gets confused, like I'm going to lay out everything I heard. Other people didn't hear it because they weren't in there or whatever. Right now, Jens is representing JCB, and he is the spokesperson for the biggest hunt known to man. And if that's the way, I'm grateful for any information we have. But when it becomes a little muddled, or I didn't say it that way, or the PR isn't handled well, I don't know. We can't really, there's no one to blame except for the people with the multi-millions of dollars. So I'm excited about what Jens had to say. I just hope we don't get it wrong, because this is how it's set up. We already know stuff was misrepresented and wrong, that Shiloh did not say some things that it was represented he did. So we just know it's not best practice. In PR, it's not best practice to use someone else and not speak unless you're not able to. Like, I understand Justin. He actually said stuff that he could. He hit the firing line himself. He didn't answer the things he couldn't. He answered the things he could. He handled it the best he could because it was direct. I don't know if I got every single thing right that Jens said, because he made the whole comment about cheating on your wife if you go on to more than one hunt. He tried to make an analogy that didn't work well, and people were like confused by it. So we're going to talk about that at the end. Are you allowed to work on more than one hunt? Jens doesn't think so. Jens thinks you need to focus on one, but is that JCB saying it or Jens saying it? Or do we already have an inherent conflict between all these lines? I don't think so, but it's being said in such a weird way, maybe. But okay, go ahead.
Permit, apparently. Okay. All right. So you asked Justin, and just said he has nothing to do with JCB, right?
Nothing to do with JCB. And I asked him if he could update us on anything related to his project, and he said not at this time. So he's waiting for Netflix, like Shiloh. They can't speak. There might be lions, but they're not able to.
There's treasure in them thar hills. That's what he could have called it. But instead he called it There's Treasure Inside.
Them darn hills. Is that what you just said?
Them thar hills. You know the gold rush? Anybody?
Yeah. Them darn hills.
No. Vista Holmes says, are all the mentions of lions a hint clue to where you guys hid your treasure? No.
Lions. Oh, Detroit. Did we just give away that we hid it in Detroit?
Right.
Okay.
All right. Book dropped for pre-sale. Yeah. So JCB's book is out. You can pre-order it in all the major booksellers. Go ahead, Kate.
So JCB, if you don't know the back history, if you're like, who is this guy? He's doing this huge hunt. We know him because he said that he tried to purchase the Forrest Fenn Treasure. He did buy several items. It looks like a couple of them are already pictured in the pages that we have. That's available to everybody up on the internets, as Mike would say. He has a book being launched in October. We know that because it's on the internets.
Well, he also had a kid's book being launched before then, right?
Yes.
The Thread or whatever it's called. Yeah. He writes kids' books, children's books is what he's done before now. Okay.
Yeah. So he did film an interview with Jens. Some people say, how do you know that? So last March, and I won't get into it too much because we kind of want to leave it in the past. JCB did interview with Jens, actually more than one interview, and it did leak out, and that kind of made Jens go quiet for a time. And now that JCB's book is out, he, in a hot second, he was sitting in a speakeasy by himself saying, come talk to me. And so didn't do one, he didn't do two, he didn't do three. He did 4 speakeasies last week. And I think he dropped a huge amount of information on JCB and JCB's new hunt. So we know that, we know about the olive jar being filmed. We have answers from him. Some of it's typed, some of it's, I have my notes. I was taking notes. I don't record people, so I took my notes and quotes. I think I got everything right. I confirmed with a couple people. So here's what JCB is saying now, again through somebody else, but this is their JCB update, which is pretty darn exciting.
Okay, there it is. So yeah, I mean Jens's doc, we've all get razzed them because it just never comes out. Sounds like it's going to be out by October, and hopefully the olive jar is part of that. I mean, it is a Forrest Fenn doc. I think that's what Jens is focused on. So if it's the opening of the olive jar, the reading of the olive jar, that'll be great for the Thrill of the Chase community. And then also, if also it talks about this new treasure hunt, that'll be great too. So
yeah. Okay,
yeah,
so what did he drop? He didn't do 1. He didn't do 2. He didn't do 3. He did 4.
Now let's be clear. It's not 4 different speakeasies. He was in the 2 speakeasies 4 different times. That's all.
Yeah, he was in 2 different Discord channels, 4 different times. I was in 2 of them. I talked to people that were in the other 2, and I got the summaries of those. You can see how muddy this is getting very quickly, but this is millions upon millions, and this is what JCB wants us to know. So let's roll.
Next.
Yes.
Boop. Jens in Discord. Actually, it's Jens, everybody. So quick story. I remember the very first time Jens ever came into the chat for you. Actually, we were doing a Zoom. I was still in the apartment. So this is going back 3 or 4 years ago. I was still in the apartment. You were in North Carolina still. And Jens, we were all doing a Zoom after a live show. And a guy just joined because I think the Zoom link was open. I just put it out there. And he was just watching for a while, and he was like, I am Jens. You pronounce it like Mercedes-Benz. I just remember. You remember that, Jens? I remember. So it's Jens, everybody, not Jens. Okay.
That was back when you were Switzerland and everyone loved you, and now you're attacked for being
back when I used to make coffee and do videos, and now it just got all
know.
screwed up. But now our new treasure hunt book's coming out. So did it get screwed up, or was it meant to be? All right, go ahead, Kate.
If it's meant to be, it'll be. I know how much you love me singing. If you say shebang, I will smack you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So here's what Jens said in Discord. The first Discord that he was in, he only typed. He wasn't talking yet. So this was early in the week. I think it was Monday night or maybe Tuesday. And so he was asked, did you open the olive jar with JCB? Now, the interesting part and the reason, and we call him the German devil because he's thrown some shenanigans, even shenanigans here, but he is known to kind of be shenanigan person in the chase. So this is going to be really interesting that he's the spokesperson.
Shenanigan person.
So many well, I don't want to say caught in untruths. I want to say we're going to keep it light and positive, Mike.
So let's be very clear. We're calling Jens the spokesperson because he came into Discord and we realized that he filmed with JCB. He's not the official spokesperson for JCB because JCB hasn't actually said anything yet. So that would be a point of clarification that JCB should make. Does Jens
right? So he is the only person that has JCB. He's met with them. He's talked with them. He's filmed with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I know I was going to say it different, but I almost finished my sentence. So go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead. Finish your sentence.
No.
Well, I'm just saying he's not his spokesperson. He's the person who's given us information.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. And this is, I think, important. Take this down now since okay. So we can say, it's kind of like when I say the word gag order. Some people say, well, that's a government term. And if somebody's gag ordered, that doesn't mean that. So I could say Jack, under a contractual obligation executed by the LLC, does not permit him to reveal any parts of his story without the consent of the LLC. I could say that, or the kind of basic term that everybody kind of understands as a layman's is Jack's under a gag order. In the same way, that's what I do with Jens, and just like Ben with Shiloh, and just like now Jens with JCB. We can explain the person, because JCB has not been willing or able to come out and talk, but Jens is referring and has direct communication with him, has filmed him, interviewed him, has seen the olive jar, all of that. We can say all that or just say spokesperson. Is it an official news level spokesperson if you are in a court of law, the definition? No, but the layman's person, he's the person representing honest information from JCB directly. I call that a spokesperson.
So the difference, and it's a small difference, but the difference I see is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Shiloh gives Ben information in order to make it public. I don't think JCB has given Jens, because we don't know, any information to make public. Jens is giving us his opinion on things he's heard and saw. So
well,
yeah. To me, there's a
I
small
wouldn't have
difference there.
assumed. I see him actually the same. I don't think Jens is putting anything out without JCB knowing and being okay with it.
I
So
don't know. I don't know that. Maybe, yeah, could be right.
yeah,
Or
I
maybe
would think
Jens is
that
going to
this
get a
is,
phone call at midnight tonight from a pissed off JCB. You never know.
well, Jens said a lot on JCB's on I shouldn't say JCB's behalf then. I'm using the word
Right.
spokesperson. You can put the
Yeah,
caveat to
fine.
it every time. I'm going to say it every time. I'm going to say
Well,
it extra
I
now.
only say it once. I don't have to do it every time. All right.
Okay.
What is the big info?
Okay. So the beginning was the first speakeasy. He was asked, has JCB opened the olive jar? His answer is, look at that quote. Read that quote
First,
at the
made
top.
some. Wait. Oh, it's not something I could confirm or deny now. Doing so would be akin to nailing jelly to the wall, tricky and bound to leave a mess. There you
So
go.
anyone that knows Jens well enough knows that he doesn't talk akin. He doesn't talk.
Right.
These are not the terms that he would say. So very quickly, a searcher figured out this was actually a quote from Justin when he answered a question on behalf for JCB, which then that of course made the conspiracy theories. That's why some people thought JCB and Justin were tied. So made some think that they were tied, but Justin's debunked that. Justin's at least speaking, so he debunked on when I asked to kind of help unmuddy the waters from Jens giving this quote. And I think Jens can give the quote, but I put it under shenanigans. But it comes with the territory. And again, if JCB's okay with it and this kind of getting muddled, hey, it's all maybe it's fun. Maybe that's exciting to JCB and or Jens. I heard Jens had a good time with it and was kind of, enjoying it.
Well,
So good for
Jens
him.
said I can't confirm or deny. So that is the answer. I mean, we may not like it, but he didn't say yes and he didn't say no. He said I can't confirm or deny, right?
Yeah.
It's the way he said it, right? Because he used the quote from Justin.
Yeah, I used the quote and he didn't quote him. And
Yeah.
Justin, anyway, yes. So here's the things that, and then I'll summarize the rest. Jens's stock will include both the olive jar. I think it's been open personally. I have enough. Jens also talks with a lot of people in the community. I think it's been opened. It's been filmed, in my opinion. But until that is officially out, I think it's only under speculation. But he did confirm, and Mike, you asked the question, like, what is it about? And he's like, trout, fishing. And you're like, what? And he was being sarcastic and you didn't catch that. Again, not great when it comes to PR, but that Jens's doc is going to cover both the Forrest Fenn olive jar story, but also JCB's new hunt. Because Jens's documentary is dropping, and he used the word simultaneously with JCB's book.
Boom. There it is. Breaking news.
Wow.
Use that button in a while.
We didn't hear it if you did use that button.
Ah, for God's sakes.
Try it again just to see if it's. Nope. Oh, it's a little bit in the background.
Okay. Right. Sad horn.
Yeah, this part, I agree with you, Kiwi. This one's not rumor mill, though. Jens said it. He said it with 25 people around. Jens's documentary will be dropped simultaneously with JCB's book. This is, I think, pretty cool news. At least we know. So we're going to get JCB's story at the same time as he's dropping his treasure hunting book. Jens's documentary will be free of charge. It's not going to be behind a paywall. I put a question mark like YouTube, something that's accessible to everybody. You don't have to pay for.
That one I don't understand. I mean, all the time and effort Jens has put into this. He's interviewed so many people in the chase. He's done his drone footage everywhere, and he doesn't charge for it. But anyway, that's Jens's decision. I just don't understand it.
I know a lot of people have issues that some people actually make a living. That's hard for some to realize because some people have to make a living. They don't have the same benefits as other people. But yeah, so just in general, I don't get it either. Yes, you should be able to make a living, but hey. So he also did say, and I'm going to put the maybe, perhaps, possibly, because I gave him a hard time that he said it in stone. He says he's going to be dropping a full trailer. A trailer is not a teaser. A teaser is the stuff he's put out so far. A trailer is like a full trailer of his documentary.
Right.
Maybe, perhaps, possibly by WSOF, because we said, why don't we drop it at WSOF, or why don't you? And he's like, possibly I could get it done by then. Super awesome if that happens.
Yeah, okay. We'll see. But that is what he said. So yeah, that's great info when we don't get no info on the other two. It's nice to have a little bit of info on this one.
So. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Okay. He may have, so we did a lot of brainstorming because because what we were going to do for Chasing the Maverick before it became more just content based is we were going to rent out a movie theater. There was a lot of brainstorming of whether if he should do a private screening for searchers beforehand, before the release. So it's kind of like, because this is for the search community, for his underdog story, the people that he followed. So should he do a private screening just for searchers beforehand? Lots of talk about it. Nothing got set in stone. That's going to be a question we have for later. Is that something you guys would be interested in? We talked about doing it in Vegas. We did lots of brainstorming.
Vegas. Yeah, everybody wants to come to Vegas. So that would be great. We rent out a theater or something. We do something. That'd be great. We have an October meetup in Vegas, maybe. We'll let everybody know the details if it happens.
Yeah. And he did say there will be information out from JCB before the book launches. So I don't know what that means. Is that I don't know. We don't know what it means, but just that's pretty cool.
So in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, you don't do $1 million hunt where you haven't planned things out. I think JCB knows what he's going to do. And Jens might not even be part of it. Jens may have just been telling us what he thinks, but yeah, I think JCB has a plan.
Jens might be the Dale, and this is all a part of the plan. And what the 4 speakeasies that he did and gave out so much JCB information, maybe that. So here is what I think is the most interesting. Jens asked for us, and we set up a sub channel on our Discord. He asked for a list of questions that he can take to JCB, and he's going to provide them to him. He's going to collect all of them, and he's going to try to get them to answer. And now he said the answers will either go in his documentary or otherwise out somewhere else before the book launches. I think that's huge. He wants to hear either Jens or JCB, I don't know which one, but he's collecting questions. So we have already started putting a bunch of questions in the Discord. Mm-hmm. The one thing that we discussed a lot, take this down for a second, is, okay, it would be great if JCB answers at all.
Uh-oh, hang on.
But the one thing, and I'll let Mike talk to it because I think he says it a little more neutrally, we would love when JCB answers and JCB gets to decide to do what he wants. But if he provides it to Jens, who then provides it somewhere that provides it somewhere, would not be as ideal as Jon Collins-Black has a website called JonCollinsBlack.com. He has a Medium. He has, I'm sure, a Facebook. I'm sure he has social media. It would be great if we actually got the answers from JCB. Not knocking Jens. We just like Mike said, we don't know what's coming from JCB. We don't know what's coming from Jens. I think it's great that Jens is the collector of these questions to give to JCB, but it would be awesome is when he answers, I hope he answers directly, more directly.
And Huli points out she didn't hear Jens say he would do the middle work. It just seemed that it would be visible to JCB in some way, shape, or form. So whatever that means. I mean, we have a bunch of questions. Hopefully JCB will respond to them directly when the time.
So what did you hear? Because I know I talked to Cynthia earlier and she's like, yeah, because I kind of read over some of this. I heard him say he'll take it to JCB and see if he can answer it either in the doc or otherwise.
I think he danced around that question. He was kind of like, just provide questions and we'll see what happens, that type thing. So I don't think he wanted to commit himself, is what it was. But anyway, regardless, we have a list of questions. Somebody get them to JCB. I mean, I'll email them to JCB if I need to, but yeah, and then we'll see. Hopefully I would hope these questions would be answered in the next 30 days. I think waiting is a horrible idea, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and especially now that we have so much kind of unofficial information out, even though I don't think Jens is an official spokesperson, but I think he is kind of a spokesperson. So we have some, we have some conflicting information right now. Huli was in there. I was in there. You were in there. I took it. He said it. Huli took it. He didn't. You took it. He kind of danced around it, but he did say it. Right. I don't know which one it is. I think this is when I got a little frustrated and said, so is JCB asking this? Because I don't want to come up with a list of questions if this didn't come from JCB and it's kind of a worthless exercise. I wanted to know if it was actually the case. And that's when I got frustrated because I do remember him kind of and yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's just, we'll see, we'll go from there and see if the answers are provided. Okay. Next.
Yep.
Speakeasy tonight. in 15
Can
minutes.
you put the PowerPoint back up?
Oh, for God's sakes. Rookie maneuver. All right.
Wait, go back
tonight.
one. Go back one.
Other.
Okay, the direct responses. Okay, next. Okay, so this is just my notes. I took notes as I went. They were only the highlights. There's a lot more details. You're going to have to ask different people that were there. When I talked to 2 or 3 people in the speakeasies, they were like, do you remember this or do you remember that? It wasn't in my notes and they wanted me to add it. I'm not willing to add it because it wasn't in my notes. I already had enough issue right now with what, so I did my very best. I'm excited to see Jens or JCB kind of coming out of the shadows, whether it's through Jens or not. I think it's fantastic. I am going to lean towards this is JCB's plan, that Jens isn't in there rogue. He is in there as himself and representing, you know, all that we have.
I don't know. I'm not sure. It could go either way. I don't know that, but yeah, maybe it'll be clarified at some point. So
I just want to frame it as much positive. I got frustrated in there because I didn't really know, and I tried to answer, and Jens is like, you. The one thing that I think was kind of odd is Jens is like, I've been asked questions so many times. If Shiloh came into a speakeasy, Shiloh's going to be asked questions.
right.
Jens comes into a speakeasy being the guy that has some information, he's going to be asked. He can say no if he was sitting by himself waiting for people to come into a speakeasy, and then he was concerned that people were coming in and asking him questions. I don't understand that because logically speaking, if you come into a speakeasy by yourself and you're saying, hey, look at me, come on in and ask questions, you can't be frustrated if you ask questions. Maybe there's a method to this. Maybe JCB wanted to see and kind of audition Jens to see if he would be good at, you know, being the Dale. I don't know these things. I just know I'm excited to see that we've gotten more information than we had a week ago. We got it through speakeasy. We heard what Jens said. It's exciting, and I'm going to try to frame in the positive as much as possible.
So JC says, Forrest pressed some good marbles back in the day. See what JCB did there? Marble press. It's all Chase related, people. Maybe. We don't know yet. Maybe. But if you look on Amazon, the preview of the 2 chapters sure looks like too far to walk to me. But anyway, we'll see.
Oh, right. See, David Crump wants to audition to be the Dale, the K-Pro. I'm not auditioning for that role, period.
All right, next.
Okay, next slide.
Oh, the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park.
Yes. So, so the first question I have for you, because this has come up, because we now have Justin with something, we know we have JCB coming out with something. So should a searcher participate in more than one hunt? I won't go into the analogy. I think Jens had a language issue and used an analogy that wasn't good.
Right.
So let's just say in general, are you allowed, Mike, to work on more than one hunt, or is that betraying the community, the originator?
Of course you can. Of course, anybody can buy the book and participate in whatever whatever way they want. Question is, should you? And I take the question meaning, if you work on multiple hunts, are you really going to get stuff done without focusing on one particular hunt? You can do it, but it is difficult. You definitely got to have organized notes. Like I went back to my notes for the Beacon Star from a year ago, and I'm like, what does this mean? You really got to have detailed, organized notes. So if you do put it down and focus on something else for a little while or a long while, so when you come back, you can kind of jump back into where you left off. I think it's healthy to put something down and take a break, especially when you're stuck. You know, sometimes we do these treasure hunts and get stuck. We hit a brick wall, put it down and pick up something else and then come back to it later. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, and I know we're a little different because we represent all the amusement park. You do shows on Beacon Star. You do Zooms all the time on Xavier and Beacon Star, etc. First, we buy them all because we want to support them all. But I do think, like, I worked on Xavier. I tried Beacon Star. It kind of fizzled. I think you can work on more than one hunt because when you hit a brick wall with Beacon Star, you guys worked on Xavier. I mean, like, somebody asked me, are you going to not put out the invitation now until JCB's hunt out? No, they're 2 totally different things. Just like I don't see a conflict between if Justin's doing a hunt and JCB's doing a hunt. I think both would be awesome because one might not end up in your country or your region.
Your state.
I think Shiloh's story, whatever Shiloh's going to put out, that's a fun, cute story that we're going to be able to bundle up a past hunt. That's not in competition with Justin or JCB. I think there's enough room for everyone to be in everything they want.
Yeah.
And also the amusement park is fun to just watch all the rides too. Like I wasn't a part of Nick Sparrow's hunt, but I heard a lot about it and people were really excited about it. I wouldn't say you're not allowed to work on Nick Sparrow's hunt and you're dumb if you do and only work on that one. No, if people want to work on whichever one they want. And we're all waiting for all of them to come out, right?
Yeah, Apocrypha was Nick Sparrow's hunt, and hopefully he comes out with a sequel. I mean, you guys can buy our hunt. You can get JCB's hunt. You can get Xavier Marks. You can get Beacon Star. You can get the Whistle Pig. You can get Jacob's hunt. Jacob. You can get Justin's hunt if one comes out. You can get all of them, and then actually, I think it's healthy to get all of them because then you can decide. Oh, I don't like ciphers. I'm going to put this book on the shelf. Oh, this one's got an ambiguous poem that could fit anywhere. I'm going to put this on the shelf. This is the one I like. This one has pictures and the pictures are puzzles and it's like Masquerade. And that's the one I like. And then you can decide for yourself. Now there is a cost involved. You have to buy all these books and sometimes the books aren't cheap.
No, don't even put, guys, you're asking where does JCB live? Should we post his address? No, do not post anything personal. I know people are going there. Don't post any, you shouldn't need to know personally about anyone. Don't post anything about, no. I don't think you need to know JCB's address or his state or where he lives to participate in his hunt, nor are we going to be the avenue for that. So no, don't.
No personal info for anybody, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so that was my first. So I think the more the merrier. And I also think this is crazy. People should be able to decide whether someone else, a talking head, thinks you're dumb for listening and discussing things with lots of people. I want to be a part of all the hunts and do all of it. And guess what? That's my right. I don't care if someone thinks I'm stupid for listening to everyone.
And we get to make videos on all the hunts, and you can't stop us. So there you go. So make sure you subscribe and thumbs up for the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park because it just got a whole lot bigger.
Yes.
All right.
And it's awesome. But I do understand some channels and social media outlets only focus on what, like The Secret. They focus on just The Secret, or they focus on just Forrest Fenn. We're a little different. We're all the treasure hunting amusement park. So I think the whole amusement park is cool.
All right. What's next? What is the best way to communicate if you are holding a hunt? What do you think, Capra?
Personally, this is what I like. Like if JCB answers, take this down so we can talk. I personally like to see a video because you get 65% of communication and maybe up to 80% depending on the person. Their communication information comes from nonverbal cues. How they say something, the inflection in their voice, the hands that they use,
right,
all of that. So I personally would love to see a video because I think you get a lot more from that. But I would say at least directly from them, if it's a Medium article or whatever, a press release, at a minimum direct. What do you say, Mike?
Yeah, I think a creator creating a video himself and answering questions is good. I mean, because you can see the facial expressions, you can see how they react to certain things. But aside from a video, because not everybody has the time to make a video, I think a website like the Dale had, that Forrest had Dale's blog. I think a website's the best way because a website is easily updatable. You can do it multiple times a day. You can do it real time, really. So I think those are the two: a video or
like JonCollins-Black.com, which he happens to have. He has an upcoming book in April. I am hoping that's his spot because he's already referenced. He even has a little treasure box picture. There's a picture with a treasure box on it. So it seems like he's really into puzzles and treasures, which I think is cool.
Well, do you think you have to buy his children's book in order to solve the JCB treasure hunt book? Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. I would hope not, but we don't.
I don't know yet.
Jeremy Doggett's got a good question. He says, due to the way the Thrill of the Chase ended, do you suspect there will be fewer competitors in these future hunts? That's a good question. Some people would be turned off by the way the Forrest Fenn ended by not getting a satisfying solution or any solution at all, some would say. So are they like, I'm done. JCB is going to end the same way. Justin's going to end the same way. I would vote for the opposite. I think those creators have learned from the Thrill of the Chase and they're actually going to end it the right way. But time will tell.
For me, that's what I'm hoping Jon Collins-Black has thought through. I know for you and me, Mike, we are setting up and going to be explicit about you don't need to be in a dangerous spot. We are going to put the solution out. You can be anonymous. We have an actual way to check. all of those things, I don't think Forrest ever needed to explicitly say. I think the community is going to at least want to hear from, I think some will opt out if JCB's only communication pattern is through Jens, kind of informally. I think if he answers some things, he doesn't have to, but I think some people have already told me I'm opting out to a potential shit show. JCB has, I've even heard he has commented to how bad it was handled, Forrest, with how he managed the hunt, and he's going to do better. All evidence has been a little different, but we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt for this first week or two. Hopefully he comes out and says more directly. But I think he needs to clarify. Like, let me ask you a question, Mike. If JCB says, I'm going to meet with searchers, I'm going to hold Jon Collins-Black for Breeze, or
What?
Jon Collins-Black, an annual event where some searchers going to come to my house. I'm going to talk to them, and I'm not going to put out the solution after. Would you participate?
So, that's an interesting thought. A treasure hunt, before it even comes out, the creator says, whoever finds it, leave it up to them, or whoever finds it, we're not going to ever put out the solution. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. It's not, that sounds like a scam. If you're not going to put out the solution, I can't judge if it was solvable. And yeah, I want to know if I was right or not. So if somebody was actually say that up front, I would probably not work on it. I mean, I would, but not seriously, not invest a lot of time or money on it.
What if they're silent on it?
And again, that's just as bad. You have to give out the solution, guys. You can plan it. You can say when it's solved, I will have a solution within 6 months or something. But it's just like Nick Sparrow's Apocrypha. He had that PDF, I think, within 48 hours. He sent it out to everybody that registered. And we'll do something similar with ours. We'll have more details on that, on the solution for our treasure hunt. But everybody who buys in, you will get a full solution once it's over.
The question that I have for JCB, and yeah, I mean, Davio's saying more speculation. That's all we have. We don't have, I mean, we have Jens saying some things. Jens said, though, to you, Mike, and he said it in Speakeasy, JCB is going to be putting something, like, don't worry, he's got it covered.
Yeah,
so
there's got to be a plan in place.
I'm going to trust Jens. So I wouldn't say that's speculation personally. But now I lost my, I forget what I was saying. I got distracted by the chat room, our great chat room.
So Mike N brings up that the Appalachian treasure, which is that pastor, the book is right over here in the pile. That was found, and he put out a solution. The pastor did, but it's a video of him driving, and it's a video of him talking. And I turned it off. I didn't like it. I didn't like the explanation. I didn't like the way he's presenting it. Present it almost in a PowerPoint. Present it in a clear and concise way. Get your opinions out of it. Just say, this is the solution. Then you can make videos and talk about it and debate the merits of, was it a good solution or not?
I know that's going to be my only question is, for me, this is the only question I have for JCB right now, since it reminded me when Holy said we have months to go, let's be patient. Since we have so many months to go, the only question that I would like answered now is, what will you be communicating? Not what specifically, and how. So if, like, let me give you a sample answer. If JCB says, expect something right around August on JonCollinsBlack.com, I'll give an update then. That's all I would need.
Yeah, that's all we need.
This kind of speculation, is it going to go through Jens? Isn't it? What is he going to answer? What isn't he? There's questions being put together. That's the only thing that doesn't make me go, I'm done. It just makes me go, oh, this isn't perfect. It would be perfect to me if he came out with something directly, like you said, in the next month that said, here's where I'm putting it out. Or maybe he's going to say, I'm not putting out anything at all. You have everything you need, and Jens's doc will cover everything else. I'm done. Or maybe he says, Jens is my Dale. He will bring me stuff and I'll take it day by day. Jens is my guy. I don't care what the answer is. That would be my only question.
Packer Jack says Jens will release the solution, but it'll be in German. So, all right. So last question. Would you be interested in a private screening of Jens's doc? Again, it's going to be available to everybody in a public way, but before that happens, or at the same time, would you be interested in a private screening? Private meaning everybody's invited, but you got to travel somewhere to see it. I would also do the same thing for the Netflix doc. I would be interested in a private screening of both.
I would as well.
Yeah, I don't see there's any downfall to that. Covert One says he would. I don't see any bad issues with that. Some people will say it's not fair because I can't travel to wherever. Well, that's just life. That's just how things work.
Well, but it'll be out eventually. I don't think, and this is speculation, totally speculation. I don't believe that Jens's doc is going to drop some super secret hint that's going to give you an advantage over someone else for the $1 million caches. So it's going to be some cool information like Jens just dropped this week, cool stuff that he heard from JCB. So I think we're going to get some cool stuff. So why not have like a red carpet? We'll rent out a movie theater. That's why I think Jens should not have to bear the expense. He's already had so much expenses. I would pay 20, $50. Or if there was a GoFundMe to get the movie theater rented out for all of us, I would promote and say, it's okay, guys. Jens shouldn't have to bear more costs. And it's okay. Jens's position was he started talking about the tickets and stuff, but he's like, no, I want it available to everybody. And like a pre-screening. Right. So I might be able to put in a couple $100 more in appreciation of what Jens is doing. And someone might not be able to, just getting there would be all they can do. Right, and everywhere in between. But I think it's okay to put, like, I think it's okay to super chat. I know some people think they get to determine what other people do with their money.
Chat's on. Speaking of that, I haven't had that happen in a long time.
Yeah. Well, Copper Dan said he tried and it wouldn't let him. So
yeah, if somebody could test it for like 99 cents or something, I wonder if there's an issue. But anyway, Jens is a crazy, generous guy spending all this time on a project for us. Yeah, I agree. Well, especially when he said he's going to release it for free. That's awesome. I mean, we should be thanking Jens.
It's okay. You can set up a PayPal or whatever. I think it's okay for, and here I'm going to say it. Jens, when we were in San Clemente talking about his project and about the Doug Preston thing, he paid for lunch. Every time I've gone out to dinner or lunch with Jens, Jens has paid. I think that's wrong. I want to pay. And I told him next time it's me. But he sees it as you're potentially going to be in my doc. I want to be able to talk about things. So I think it's okay that I pay it back. Oh,
thank you, Chasing Indy.
It
give
works.
You $2 at the. I'll buy you a drink at the World Series of Fenn. Thank you. Look, Super Chat is on and it works. Yeah, but I was just going to say, I don't think we should tear down Jens. I think we should thank him for trying to do all this. At least it's somebody we know. JCB could have went with some other filmmaker that we never heard of, and we would get zero. At least through Jens, we get a little bit. Is it not perfect because it's broken English? Sure. Is it not? The answers we want? No, it's not, but it's something. So I say thanks to Justin, thanks to Cynthia, thanks to
but also let me defend the other side since I was that person. We're going to get frustrated at times, and that comes with the territory. And we're going to get eager, and eager means we care, and you should be excited that we're this eager. And yeah, I think it's all positive if we leave it that way. And I'm saying that to myself more than most.
Right.
Because it's important and I'm excited and yeah.
Okay. Only one thing left to say. Speakeasy tonight in like 10, 15 minutes. I got to order some food, but I'll be in there. Something tells me Jens will not be in there, but who knows? Maybe Jacob will. Maybe Justin will show up. I am not doing that on purpose, which is scary. Maybe Justin will show up and give us his thoughts. Who knows? Maybe Cynthia will actually talk this time. Maybe somebody new will come in and give us some new information. It's a speakeasy. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome to give their opinion. Just remember, it is opinion, guys. Don't take it as fact.
Well, and also we do a really good job, I think. We can get heated, but we don't get personal. We don't curse and yell at anybody. We don't call them names. We don't get, that's the one thing. We have a safe place for people to discuss things. And we have
no yelling and screaming. I can tell you that. Sorry.
We have Huli the wrench in there, and her wrench never breaks. It's a golden wrench. Ooh, Mike, we got to make it a golden wrench belt.
Oh, we're going to change the story at this point? No.
No, we can't.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
All right.
So, okay. Somebody, Huli again, already put the Discord link. She's like magic. And we will discuss things if we have anything to discuss. I'd like to debate. What did we hear? What did I miss? What do we think is coming up? This is, okay, let me use the analogy. I'm going to use the same analogy as Jens did, but I'm going to use it in a different way. So the Forrest Fenn hunt is like my ex. I said I would never date again. I was upset. It wasn't what was promised. It was done. I was never dating again. See, that's Forrest Fenn hunt. Now Mike is like the JCB hunt. I said never again, but he was patient. He was kind. He gave me all the wonderful words. And now we're married. And I'm married to him.
Doing
I'm
our own
excited.
hunt.
We're
Creating.
but when it comes to the JCB's hunt, it's okay to talk about and dream about and think, oh my gosh, I never thought I'd come here again and be so excited about the love and the marriage and did I do okay? Did I do okay?
Yeah, you did okay. So I think when we as more information comes out about JCB, I think we need to title the videos JCB Treasure, the JCB Treasure, instead of Forrest Fenn Treasure Found, and that way people know what we're talking about. If it's a mixture of both, like this was, then we'll go with Forrest Fenn Treasure Found.
Should we put JCB/Jens?
Yeah. Well, you just said I'm JCB, so I don't know what's going on. The invitation has nothing to do with this JCB treasure. It's just everybody's.
Or does it?
Yeah, or does it? Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the super chat, Candy. We'll see everybody in Speakeasy, and we hope you're doing good. Remember, the big time change is this Sunday.
Well, and the only thing I hated about the chase was the ending, not the nudge that Jack got, the shit show, the lawsuits, the Forrest passes away, and everything went to hell. We still don't even have a solution. The ending, what was the disaster.
What did you like about the chase, Capro?
I found myself in the chase. I broke away from 18-hour days of working. I got connected with my brother, who I had not had a connection with in so long. I met my husband in the chase. Forrest Fenn became, to me, a very good confidant and someone that questioned me and made me think about things differently. I bought bear spray and went out on boots on the ground and then had to run from lightning strikes so I didn't die. That was exciting. I got to go and crawl up at Bullwinkles and find little treasures. I got to go on boots on the ground with my kids afterwards on other hunts. I could go on and on. But mostly I met you.
Exactly. So I wanted you to give the positive and the negative. So yeah, no hunt's perfect. There's always going to be some issues, but you just try and minimize them. And that's what we hope JCB and Justin are going to do. Okay. All right. I think that's it. We'll see you over in Speakeasy, everybody. If not, we'll see you next Monday. And if there's new information that just can't wait, we'll go live at that time.
Treasure Hunt Amusement Park is alive and well. And we're going to talk about all of it. You can't stop us. Neener, Billy Goat.
Do you have your ticket? Or I should say, do you have your invitation? All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.